Ooh, what a nice view.
Rhythm Rev.
Hey, what's up guys? Lolcow here, and I can't believe it's already been almost 2 years since I posted my Yandere dev video. Undoubtedly it is my most popular video, and it's a landmark video in my catalog, even if I greatly dislike it now. I still agree with most, if not all of my points in that video, but I feel like at the end of the day, I could have maybe put a little more work into the presentation and provided a little more evidence on some points. However, while researching the stuff for that video, I came across something rather questionable. Apparently, some dude made a Yandere Simulator Minecraft adaptation, and not only was he able to put it on YouTube, but he also put the series on Amazon Prime Video. Yes, I'm sure his series looks great alongside such things on Amazon Prime such as La La Land and Danger and Eggs. I thought it was so peculiar, so odd that I just had to check out the series and do a review on it. And since Yandere Simulator and my son Yandere Dev, aka Alex Mahan, are both still trending, I suppose there is no better time than now. Well, if we're gonna critique and review a Minecraft animation series, then why not start a little different and talk about my biggest problem with the series, that being the animation and art. For a Minecraft animation, it's surprisingly ambitious in the story it wants to tell and the presentation value it wants. That being said, a lot of it falls flat. First of all, the big issue that you'll probably notice the fastest is the fact that the medium and software this animation was made in doesn't accommodate for the writing. I don't know if it was made in Minimator or if it was just literally made in the Java client, but I mean, there's something about the presentation that feels really stilted, especially considering how every character doesn't really change expression on like the fly or anything, but does so by changing skins. A lot of the scenes that are supposed to have tension or be thrilling fall really flat because of this. It makes this ambitious plot downright laughable at times, and while I find this entertaining, I doubt that the creator intended this.
Asu, stay! Good.
Another issue with the series is that all the characters suffer from a same face syndrome, but then again it is a series based on Yandere Simulator, so I suppose in that respect it's pretty faithful. Also, perhaps this is more to do with the writing, but the series often forgets that it's a Minecraft animation and says some questionable things.
You got all the good looks in this family, Jiro.
Yanchan? What's wrong? You look worried. I do?
Friends, come on, don't you see the resemblance?
No.
Speaking of writing though, the series has some of the weirdest writing imaginable. No, not like futuristic hub weird, but weird as in how much of the series lacks structure and a cohesive narrative. The series begins with it trying to be an adaptation of Yandere Simulator, and it seems to do an okay job at it. Not great by any means, but for a Minecraft animation, it could definitely do worse. Then, for some reason, the story absolutely nosedives and suddenly shifts the focus from Ayano and her Yandere escapades to her and Taro suddenly trying to do clubs? The story shoehorns in the idea because the counselor advises both of them that colleges look for extracurricular activities and applications, which is true and makes sense for a counselor to say that, but it only makes me want to shrivel up and feel insecure about the fact that I never joined a club in high school until one senior year. Then, after that, the story suddenly shifts from being that to being a crappy, mediocre Japanese drama, but trying to add even more stakes to the story. The series definitely does take after the work by my good old pal Yandev.
Stick 'em up. This is a robbery.
At this point, all investment I had in the story plummets as it shifts its focus from the Yandere stuff to trying to keep the secret about the isolated incident, and Ayano trying to get Kokona to do whatever she wants and by lying to her. All the while, there is another girl involved in the story according to Info-chan, and then there's this one girl who wants to know the identities of the Yandere, and the story becomes so bloated after this. And at quite literally the last second of the series, they add in an all-new girl with no real foreshadowing and no development whatsoever to Game and Ayano. On top of the flawed story are also very bad and uninteresting characters. I think it's interesting how the creator adapted Ayano in this adaptation. She starts out as this kinda normal girl and is basically pushed into being a yandere by Info-chan, which is something interesting that the creator chose to do for the backstory of Ayano rather than Yandev's childhood experience as one. That's where the positive reception ends though, because every aspect of every other character is awful. Ayano feels kinda underdeveloped in her feelings and thought processes. Really, a lot of her actions are just influenced by what Info-chan advises her to do. Taro is this perfect, oh, I'm such a prim and proper nice guy and every girl loves me kind of character, and honestly I have really no interest in the character since everything he does and comes out of his mouth is all in the sake of trying to be nice and make everyone happy. Kokona is okay, but there's really nothing notable about her other than her relationship with Ayano and Osana. Osana is anime tsundere. That is her character. I think that could be applied to just about every other character as well. They're either unremarkable and have no real discernible personality, or they are just their anime trope. None of these characters really compared to the one I have the biggest issue with, though, that one being the character Jiro. Now, who is Jiro, you may be asking? Well, he is the creator's self-insert Mary Sue, Taro's younger brother for some reason, and is also written to be a simp for Osana. That's one deadly combination, I'll tell you right there. He adds literally nothing to the series besides creates this odd and kinda awkward relationship with Osana and distract from the plot with this painfully bad character. I wish there was a better way I could describe how little he adds to the experience, but unfortunately, I lack the words to describe it. What really kills the character and all others as well is their painful acting and delivery, which allows me to segue into another point. Every character, and I mean every character in this series, has a real phoned-in performance. I don't think any of the voice actors in this production know how to emote properly when trying to play a character, and every performance comes off as really flat. This problem is really grave, however, as it impacts the quality of the rest of the other aspects of the series. The lousy voice acting brings down the quality of the writing, as the dialogue feels forced and doesn't have good cohesive flow, and the animation is only made worse by the stilted acting, which makes the series feel more choppy than it already is. The acting really drives the point home of just how bad every flaw in the series is, and that's the worst part. Just one thing can make the entire production exponentially worse. So at the end of the day, I don't really know what to say about the series. Clearly I've explained why it's not very good, but perhaps it's foolish to assert that this video was made hopefully to inspire the creator to do better content. Really, I guess I just wanted to make a video ripping out an odd piece of work I found online, and sometimes it's good to just do that. Of course, I want the creator to consider what I've stated and improve, but it's Minecraft animations, so I suppose at the end of the day, it's not all too important to me either way. Also, if the dude behind this is watching, I just want to say that, you know, no hard feelings, I don't hate you or anything, it's just I think this series could have been a lot better. Just consider what I've stated and also just take it in stride. I'm just doing a little goof. So, with that said, I bid you all farewell, and I'm gonna go play some Animal Crossing. Bye.